Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. So this is a part 2 to the other video I've done of packing away my 4K Blu-ray collection and clearing out Billy bookcases. So it's a bit boring, these videos. I understand people are not always going to watch these videos, but hey, maybe you learned something about packing. As I said in the last video and the last few videos, I am using paper bags to fit them in. Now the method behind this I went into in the last video is that they're very cheap. They're obviously 25, 50, sometimes 50 cents, sometimes even cheaper, sometimes 15 cents even. The reason I'm using paper is because they're very endlessly, they're good for the environment because these are actually pretty good in terms of decomposing in nature. Also, I don't have to reuse them. Like these, they're reusable, but also there's a way to do this. So if I need to rip the bag open, as I said in the last video, obviously you might have to tear these if they're jammed in very packed, but that could easily open up to rip them open if I needed to. But also I can use them for food scraps if I don't rip them open. There's a lot of properties to use these. I'm not getting sponsored by these guys, by the way. I'm just kind of, they're the cheapest bag, or they're a couple of the cheapest bags. And also, for me, it actually is probably a good move than buying like the reusable ones, because I don't know if I'm going to go to the supermarket. I may even need to tear them open. So for 25 cents, instead of paying like, a couple of dollars for a box, the box might cost $7 or something in Australia. I mean, you could get a cheaper one, you could get one of the tubs, but I don't know if I'm going to reuse a tub, The whole point of this is that they're very easy to dispose of if I'm done with them. But I'm going to do the Disney and Pixar in this video, and then I'll figure out what other sections. In the last one, I talked about Western and trying to clear a bookcase, but I will try to show the process. So on this one, I'm going to write 4K, what did I say, Disney? And yuck, my Disney is written very sloppy, but I'll keep room there in case I can fit more Pixar or something in it, or maybe the Western section. I'll keep room. But I will try to show you the process. I will open this bag up. And these, based on the last count, can probably fit about, if I'm not counting the top part of these, if I'm not loading stuff on top, some I can load on top, like the anime section. Sometimes I don't, because I don't want to stress the bag too much. But I can probably fit about 44 per bag of Blu-rays, There's about 44, and I know my Disney collection is probably about 20-something or 30-something Blu-rays. So this should be very easy to fit the whole Disney section. Very easy. Hopefully I'm not wrong and I look like an idiot on YouTube, but we will try it out. That's the part of being a YouTuber. You try stuff out. You try to entertain the masses. You try to do the thing. Try to figure it all out. And, I mean, I could sing some Taylor Swift, entertain your people, you fine people. You're on the phone with your girlfriend. She's upset. She's going off about some things that you said, but she doesn't get your humor like I do. I'm on what is it? I'm on the phone. It's a typical Tuesday night. She's going off about something that you like. She doesn't know you like I do. I think I'm getting the words wrong. I'd know the lyrics if I actually had the music going in the background, but I can't play it in the background because obviously, I'm on thing. If I was playing it in the background, I'd know the lyrics word for word, but because I'm trying to remember it, like while I don't have a music guiding me, it's kind of a bit of a mind job. Now, obviously, this one's a bit full here. Right here, you can see my feet. Don't do anything weird like Quentin Tarantino's movies, but I love Tarantino movies, love Quentin Tarantino. But also, there's a few times where some feet become an issue. I'm crossing my legs. You're not allowed to see them. That'll be for only feet later on. I'll fit a few Pixar in there as well. I think I can probably fit a few Pixar because they're close enough to Disney to where fitting Pixar is not going to damage anything, really. And I know where Pixar starts from. Now, the big question here is how many can I fit in at one bag? If I try to squeeze that one in, it's going to snap. But if I try to load a few on top, I could probably load 4 on top. I could. I'm not going to because I don't want to stress the bag out. The stress on the handles, if you're... So what I mean by stressing the bag is that if you're loading stuff on top like this, it might sit flush like that, but the stress on the handles, they're not going to be able to fold as best as they could. Whereas if you do this, there's a bit more room to fold, there's a bit more flexibility. It's not going to stress them, So I'm going to keep that as that, and I'm going to just quickly write on this Pixar number 1. And I know it's a bit sloppy, but I'm trying to write on a uneven surface by like doing this. So I'll put that in a corner. I'm going to do Pixar number 2, and then I might try to fit something else in here. I might try to fit the Westerns up the top into this bag, but I'll call this 4K Pixar number 2, and then I'll figure out what section I can feasibly sit on top of it, you know? Okay, so let's get those Pixars. I know the comedy section won't fit on top, so let's just go like this. Grab those. Very good. Very nice. Very good, very evil, like Danhausen says. Okay, I'm guessing I can fit the music section on top. I could also go the Westerns, but I'm going to choose musicals, because musicals is very easy to grab right there and I don't have to stand up to get them, which is just me being lazy. Just me being a bit of a lazy bugger. I'm going to have to take the World's Greatest Showman out, because that's not going to fit. It may fit if I do it now, but I don't know if I want to force it. No, it's not going to work that way. Good thought, but it wasn't going to work. Let me grab the rest of the musicals. Let me get Willy Wonka. And theoretically, I could choose not to overload this right now. I could choose not to overload it. Obviously, there's a bit of room at the top. I could maybe fit maybe 3 more Blu-rays in there if I wanted to, but given that it's a complete section in there in terms of the musicals, I don't know if I want to load any more in there and try to split a collection more than I have to, you know. If I try to fit 3 in here, then I'm just going to have to write number 1 and number 2. Now, you could maximize space doing that, but also I just think it's a bit of a unnecessary thing, you know. I'm just going to call this musical. I don't know why that turned into an R, but oh well. Musical fever. Remember that if you went to school in Australia? Okay. Because we're only 7 minutes into this video, I might try to fit another section into these bags as well. And I'm just kind of loading them casually over here so you can kind of see where they are. You know, just kind of casually doing it. I don't know how this is all going to fit. But if this, I was trying to do like a cigar thing. If this all comes together, guys, it's all going to be kind of good. And yuck, that kind of, I don't like the taste of that. Let's see, what can I fit? I don't want to do the DC collection and Marvel collection until last. But I could do the biopic section, or even the action section could actually be benefited from it, but the action section is very massive. It just continues on over that side. So the action section is from about all the way down here on this end with James Bond over there. And it goes all the way around, continues on all the way over to there. So I don't know if I'm going to do the action right now, because that's just a big section that is going to take maybe 4 bags. But I mean, the comedy section is all doable. Like, the comedy section over to there is very doable. Like, it's this bit to here, from there to there. So, I mean, that's very doable. Sorry if I'm moving the tripod a lot. But I know this is going to be 2 things, so I'm going to have to write comedy 1 and comedy 2. 4K comedy. Comedy 1. Like so. That's going to be its own bag, and then I'll write 4K Comedy 2 on this bag when I actually get to that. But I know it's going to be a 4K Comedy 2 because, yeah, it's just going to make it all fit as best as I possibly can. But also, you know, I got box sets like this, like American Pie. This is the actual good one. This is 88 Films, not the Warner Brothers one that everyone hates. This is the actual Universal one that everyone hates. I don't know the one, but I know there's one out there that people hate. This is the actual good one, where they actually took time to remaster it. I do need to buy the American Pie 2 on 4K, but honestly, I've got Blu-ray and everything, so I don't know how many times I'm going to be watching that. And also, I don't really know if I need it. You know, there's a lot of times where I'm like, do I really need it? There's a lot of that with my collection these days. Now, I know I can fit 1 more down the side. It's just being stubborn. Or can I? Oh yeah, it fits perfectly. Perfect. 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 What am I doing, guys? What am I doing with my life? What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. Do you know the reference? Twisted Sister. That electric twanger. Ah, good old rock and roll. You know, good old rock. Oh, that's not good. It sounded like... I'm going to force that one in there if I do that. You're not going to take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We've got the right to choose it. No way to win or lose it. Something, 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 something. You don't belong. See, guys, you got Twisted Sister stuck in my head now. Thanks. Oh well. I kind of did that myself, but oh well. Comedy 2. Let's twist this around so you can actually see where the section is. Now I got a little bit there, so meaning I could probably fit the Western section above it. But we'll see what we do when we have these in the bag. We'll see how much room we have left. And then after this video, I'll probably end it, because I'm sure 2 videos like this is going to be boring as hell to watch. But I'm going to call it the Packing Away My 4K Collection series. Maybe that becomes a recurring thing. And then, you know, on the other end, when I do unpack them, it could be the unpacking series. I do not want to squeeze SpongeBob at the bottom, because that's a very nice steelbook, and I don't want to risk damaging the steelbook. Can I, though? No. It's a very nice steelbook. I don't want to risk damaging that steelbook. It's a very nice steelbook. Very nice. Very good. Very evil. Like Danhausen says. Very good, very evil. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're slowly getting to that point where it's kind of a pain in the ass to do this, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. And because I have room on top or at the end, I can definitely fit the Western section in this. So the Western section over there, I'm going to grab that because I can, and nobody's going to stop me. So yeah, take that. And if I can somehow fit this into the bag, I don't know, you can't really see me down the bottom here. I will show you in a second when I get those over here. I will show you how I'm doing it. Just let the biopic fit. Don't worry about that. That can just sit there. Who cares? But as you see, I'm kind of like trying to squeeze as many Westerns into this bag as possible. The question is how many though? How many can I possibly fit into this bag? That's probably enough. Though I have 4 left, so this is one of those weird situations where I'm going to try to fit the whole Western section into a bag. Because even though it might stress the handles, I think it's just better to have the whole section in a bag on its thing. And then I got comedy, and I can just write Western. Boom. Bob's your uncle. That is another one. What do you know? Now, what I could also do, if I stack these on top of each other, I can get to that corner, and I know I'm just pointing out stuff, but I will put the tripod up. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to stand up. Guys, I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to show you what I'm thinking here. I'm going to put the tripod up, so give me 2 seconds. I'm not, you know how I do these videos. You guys know me by now. I'm not going to do any cuts in these videos. The whole point of this is that you see everything. That's the idea of the channel. I show you everything. You guys figure out what's worth it. You can skim over the parts that you don't like. You can, I don't know, comment whatever you like. Although if you comment something so far out of whack, I might block you. I don't know. No, I don't block everyone. It's only the people that really piss me off I block. But the idea is that theoretically I could move possibly a section down further. I could move the biopic section down. That would also fit nicely if I moved the biopic section down. It'll fit very nicely. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the 4K television section along. And then in theory, I know you guys can't see this. You're probably going to see plumber's crack. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to see, but I'll save that for plumbers fans. I don't know. I'm not a plumber. I don't know why I'm saying it. I'm just going, woohoo! I don't know. Let's figure out what I'm doing, because I was going to move the biopic section, and I also got a foreign section. I didn't know I had a foreign section, so there you go. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the foreign section down next to the TV, because that's a very small section. I can maybe do that to fit in amongst another bag very easily. And then if I got the room, I might just keep biopics separately. And we'll see what that looks like. I know this is going to look kind of crappy, but yeah, let me just quickly tilt that around. Let me just move all this. I wonder how many of these I can get without dropping the whole collection. Look at that. That's a pro collector move right there. Just moving the whole collection in one swoop. Now that I've cleared all this, I could maybe move the Marvel section down and clear this part of the collection. Or this part of the bookcase, I should say. So I guess I'm going to try that. Move Marvel across, like so. The idea behind this is to clear as much space as possible. Because also I'm going to have to disassemble the Billy bookcases most likely. So, you know, I'm going to have to take them down, disassemble, wash them. I don't know. Do they need a wash? I don't know. I don't wash them. They'll fall apart if I did that. I'm just joking. Don't actually wash your Billy bookcases. Dust them. Dust them down. Billy bookcases can be dusted. I know you can see everything from down the waist down because I'm just showing you, but I don't care. Who cares? I don't. Certainly not. But anyways, monologuing for things, and I have my audience who watch everything because my fans love me and I love my fans, and we're all a bunch of jolly people who collect movies and do stuff and, I don't know, make shit up as we go along. Okay, I'm trying to make the Marvel collection not fall over. That is done. So now you can see we're kind of halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer, living on a prayer. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. I don't know why I'm singing living on a prayer, I don't know, but I'm halfway there. That's why I said I'm halfway there. But now, if I pull this back far enough without pulling the audio cable out, hopefully I don't pull the audio cable out because then the audio is going to be a pain in the ass to sync. But you can see I've got like a few sections now. Obviously I've got the books down the bottom. I'm going to have to clear those books at some point. I'm probably just going to sell the books, the mangas. But I've also got the box sets that will need to be cleared. The DVDs are pretty easy to clear. That's not too much of an issue. But also the 4K action section is going to be a pain because that's a big section. And I'm also going to have to do the 4K drama section, which is going to be a pain because that's another big section. But, you know, I'm kind of halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Okay, I'll stop that. I'll stop that. I know every time I say it, I've just got to do it. But yeah, we will do the thing. But yeah, what do you think, guys? Are you guys actually getting any value out of these? I'll do a part 3 if you guys are getting any value. But I might just keep going and not film parts of it, you know. I don't need to document moment for moment, you know. I don't need to document every little thing. But maybe you guys get some thing. You can obviously see I've moved part of the collection over here, a little bookcase over here. I've moved stuff already, but, you know, I'm trying to do the bigger sections now because I'm trying to do the big bookcases, which are going to be a job in its own. I've also got to figure out the box sets, which are going to be a big pain to move because there's something between moving little individual cases and actually a big kind of, you know, a big kind of box that is a bit bulky. You know, I can't just move a box very easily. But I'm figuring it out, guys. I'm very much figuring it out. I don't know how this is going to come along. Obviously, I've got The Simpsons over here. I do need to find seasons 18 and 19. I don't have seasons 18 and 19. But it is coming together, guys. It is very much coming together. And I'm down to 20% battery. So there we go. It's my time to end this video because I'm down to 20% battery and I don't want the phone dying on me. So thanks for joining me, guys. If you subscribe, drop a comment. Subscribe, drop a comment. So I got it out at the end. Hyped video. And also check out a few of the end screens. I'll put a couple of things here. I did a video on Jamie Toomey Life, my first video on Jamie Toomey Life, which you can watch here. It's about my diagnosis. Maybe you get some value out of that. You know, I am ADHD and also autistic. So yeah, pretty cool. Check that out and let me know what you think. I do want to hear what you have to say. And I guess I will catch you in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching.